All right, guys, we're going to be covering this hurricane here in just a moment. I'll be on with you guys live in just a few. Just kind of watching as this thing does break in and all the live cams begin to pick up the footage of. All right, guys, we're going to be covering this hurricane as the footage does come in. Whoops. Sorry about that. And we're going to be showing you guys all the footage here. And we'll get some live feeds and some live in some video as it comes out. Usually the video starts to roll out after it happens there on social media. We kind of pick it up and post it. But this is all happening right now, so we're just going to kind of watch and see how bad it gets. They're saying a hurricane or a Category 5, which is pretty significant. Very, very deadly hurricane. And where it goes from here, I'm not sure, but I just know that this island is set for some pretty serious effects. And we're going to just kind of watch this as it unfolds here. So in the meantime, let me get a few things out of the way here. I wanted to post some more video on what's happening with Bryce and his statements, which I think are also very important. What's going on here? And I'll be right back with you guys, okay? We'll also be doing live news updates during the coverage. So we'll be posting information that we normally post on our Telegram page right here on the live stream feed. That way you can just get all your updates right here if you're watching the live stream and keeping it on in the background. If you want to listen, we definitely will give you guys updates. For instance, the U.S. is sending B-1 bombers near Venezuela, and they're ramping up military pressure. The flights are signaling possible widening of U.S. campaign, the widening U.S. campaign against cartels and alleged drug traffickers, which we all know is a pretext for a wider war on Venezuelan territory to regime change and take resources like oil. Let's see. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, said that overnight, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War carried out a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel operated. So another destruction, another destroyed vessel. This is dated today. A Venezuelan official has said that the CIA is funding a partisan group inside of Venezuela to stage a false flag operation against a U.S. vessel to attain a casus belli to attack Venezuelan territory. Not sure what that word means, but I guess they're accusing the U.S. of getting ready to stage a false flag so that we can go in and attack Venezuela, which sounds like it could happen. A B-2 1B Lance bombers are now airborne from Grand Forks Air Force Base, headed south towards the Caribbean. So you've got two B-1B Lancers. That's two B-1B Lancers. Those are bombers that are nuclear capable, on their way from Grand Forks Air Force Base to the Caribbean. And let's see, there's pictures of this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Going down there toward Cuba. I wonder what's going on there. You got some, a second B-1 bomber is now being refueled. It shows pictures of that happening. And then it says, Two of these now are in the Caribbean near the Dominican Republic, which they look like they're on their way past Puerto Rico going toward Venezuela. You got to be kidding me. Are they on their way for a bombing mission? Who knows? The B-1 bombers are carrying ordnance similar to the last time. The bombers are participating with the Southcom exercise conducted with Trinidad and Tobago. So this is supposedly an exercise, right? Quote unquote exercise. It says here that they flew just a few miles off of the Venezuelan coast, very close to Caracas. Just a few miles off of Venezuelan coast. Wow. I'm sure that the Venezuelans are definitely taking note of that. Venezuela can probably post these pictures, the real pictures of the bombers, because they're right there. We got some updates on the Middle East here. Middle East. Iran has never quote, torn apart the UN Charter in disrespect of its principles and continues to believe in justice and have faith in the United Nations that truly represents the rights of nations, the diplomat summed up. It says here that Iran is slamming the UN for acting like a U.S.-Israeli puppet. The UN's founding principles have been subjected to violation, arbitrary interpretation, and repeated misuse by powers trapped in a colonial mindset and delusion of superiority, spreading war and chaos across the globe and using militant unilateralism. While doing so, Iran Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail said. The U.S. deploys Palantir in Poland to shore up NATO's eastern flank, putting Poles in the crosshairs. Wow. So you see, this software Palantir, whatever this is, the AI driven, is a military component. It's a component to military equipment. It's not just software to track and trace people, but also targets. So when you see Palantir, you also think military targets. Just understand that. So now they're deploying it, the U.S., inside of Poland. Poland has tapped Palantir to build battlefield management, logistics, and cybersecurity systems for its military. Wow. Let's see what else we got here. Bankers are playing and everyone else is paying. The AI isn't taking banking jobs, Goldman CEO boasts. Quote, there is no question that when you put these tools in the hands of smart people, it increases their productivity. You're going to see changes in the way analysts, associates, and investment bankers work. But if you're looking at it and assuming an organization like Goldman Sachs is just going to have less people, I don't think it works that way. CEO David Solomon told Axios, In fact, he says Goldman expects to hire more bankers. We can afford more high-value people to expand our footprint and continue to grow and broaden our business. So let's recap. AI, risks, mask workforce displacement and skill redundancy, hollowing out what remains of the white-collar middle class. It erodes worker negotiating power and wages. It threatens to strain the power grid and water resources amid data centers' insatiable growth. It increases global geopolitical instability and wars as nations and companies hunt for tech minerals. Concentrates immense power in the hands of a handful of individuals and corporations. It puts the planet on a path to a digital prison, the likes of which even George Orwell and Aldous Huxley couldn't imagine. But at least the bankers are safe. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very true. And if you want to check out some of these articles, you can always just go over to BP News on Telegram. So what else we got here? What is this? Wow. So it says here that Marines with the 22nd MEU conduct close quarter combat drills in Puerto Rico in support of the Southcom mission. Department of War directed operations and POTUS's priorities to disrupt illicit drug trafficking and protect the homeland. So they're literally doing drills right now of going house to house inside of Puerto Rico, getting ready for an invasion of Venezuela. Wow. Look at this. See right there? Look what they're doing. This is coming from U.S. Southern Command at South Command or at Southcom on X. This is a post from U.S. Southern Command. So this is an actual post. Crazy. Things are definitely moving along. Mm-hmm. All right, so here's some live cam footage in real time here. See if we can get some more live updates here. Just kind of curious. Oh, wow, look at this. Them storm waves don't look good at all. Look at that. Storm surge is going to be huge. We're just going to leave it on this here. God bless you, Renee. Thank you very much, Renee. God bless. Thank you. Awesome. See if I can find some live coverage of this really quickly here. These cams right here are all live cams. And then this one looks like people are still literally driving around in the midst of this storm, walking around. You can see the wind is definitely picking up. But anytime this storm should be coming upon land, it looks like it's getting really close to starting to come to approach Jamaica. If you can see that bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that it's just now starting to get close to coming ashore. And like I said, that's a Cat 5. That is going to be you're going to see a hurricane like you've never seen before coming on these cams. These cams are going to pick up this hurricane. and you're going to see something fierce coming through here. You're talking a real Cat 5 here. Let's see if I can find any feeds here. Oh, let's see what they're saying. The Daily Guardian has something here. Let's see what this one is. All right, so this is an actual video. Let's see if this is literally... Okay, so this might be recorded. Ooh, wow. Look at this one. Oh, that's the same one. Or what? We're watching the same one. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Renee. God bless you again. $175-mile-an-hour winds. 175-mile-an-hour winds.
Southeastern Bahamas section. 10 to 15 inches, isolated totals as high as 20 inches across eastern Cuba, resulting in, again, potential for numerous, catastrophic flash flooding in that area. And then farther north, excessive rainfall in the Bahamas. And I don't want to leave out the rainfall threat that still exists here in portions of southern Haiti and the Dominican Republic, where we're expecting to see an additional 8 to 16 inches of rain for southern Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Could see some isolated storm totals in this area of as much as 40 inches as well. So the danger is not over there from this rainfall. So to wrap up with the key messages for catastrophic Category 5 Hurricane Melissa on this Monday morning. In Jamaica, do not venture out of your safe shelter. Catastrophic, life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides are expected today through Tuesday. The wind threat is going to dramatically increase overnight and early Tuesday with catastrophic winds in the eye wall where that comes on shore, potentially causing total structural failure in those regions along the coast and also in areas of high terrain that experience the eye wall. Life-threatening storm surge, damaging waves are likely near and to the east of where the center crosses the coast early Tuesday. In Haiti and the Dominican Republic, that continued risk is there for catastrophic and life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides, especially across southwestern Haiti and the southern portions of the Dominican Republic, and that risk is going to continue into midweek. In eastern Cuba, heavy rainfall, life-threatening and potentially catastrophic flash flooding expected there. Beginning today and continuing through the middle of the week, life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds expected Tuesday into Tuesday night. preparations there should be rushed to completion today. And in the southeast Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, hurricane conditions and life-threatening storm surge, heavy rainfall are possible by Wednesday, and residents in all these areas should be listening to any advice from the local government officials and their local meteorological service. So please come back here to hurricanes.gov.
All right, so we wanted to do a couple of those earlier reports only because the meteorologists were kind of explaining.
But this is just continuing to intensify. It has not shown any signs of actually weakening or slowing down at this point. But again, the sun sets in about 3 hours, so we at least have satellite until then. In terms of satellite, infrared is obviously always around, but satellite is only up during the daytime, and then obviously the sun sets and you can't see anything. But it's a pretty cool view there of satellite imagery. But the eye wall is, again, much closer to Jamaica. If we measure it out here, the hurricane force winds and above are still about 45 miles from Alligator Pond, Black River, and Little Park, and that will probably be there within the next 8 hours or so.
Okay, so 8 hours. That's a long time. Shoot. I don't want to sit here and watch this for 8 hours. Oh, that's funny. All right, so do you think we should just keep watching this? Maybe we should
Oh, it sounds like Storm Chaser Bryce Shelton, who is currently on the island, he may or may not be staying at where he's at right now. He's debating it because of the safety issues there, so we will be monitoring that. Obviously, it's a very dangerous situation in Jamaica, and being near the coastline is already dangerous enough, and so there is a possibility that he will be going elsewhere, trying to stay safe, so...
I'm going to see what time the landfall prediction is. If it's another few hours out, I'm going to call it here. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Let's see. It says Hurricane Melissa is now the strongest storm on the planet this year. It is the strongest storm on the planet this year. Let's see. It is expected to make landfall when? Let's see. An update from trapped vacationers. Hotel guests at the Rio Oco Royo say they are doing okay, but for now, but it's pretty chaotic as the resort goes into lockdown ahead of the storm. Jeez, why would you be there? You should have got out. What the heck? Don't be going out on a cruise in the midst of a hurricane. Detailed forecast here. Let's see what the forecast says here.
And the pressure.
All right, listen to what it says.
New advisory for Hurricane Melissa is in. This is a 2 p.m. Eastern advisory. The winds have increased to 175 miles per hour. It is still a Category 5, and the pressure has dropped, actually just a few millibars, as you would expect with increasing winds.
And the other big part of this new update here shows the direction that Melissa is moving has now changed a bit. Was moving generally due west, now more west-northwesterly at about 3 miles per hour. So it's still moving slowly, but the direction has changed a bit. An indication that this thing is going to start to make that kind of bend and turn eventually to the north and then northeast as we work our way through the rest of this week. So looks like the turn is starting to take place here and online and on track here in terms of the forecast to unfortunately make its way right across Jamaica and then eastern Cuba. And then we got to watch out as we get to the midweek, parts of the southeastern Bahamas and around the Turks and Caicos.
Did you know rainfall flooding is recent?
All right, so they're saying it's making its turn. It doesn't really say what the time frame is here. Tuesday a.m. It's going to be coming in. Let's see. So they're looking at another few hours away. All right, so I'm gonna cut the feed because I've got some stuff I got to get done before our weather turns bad where I live, and I'll probably be back on a little bit later. There are some other updates I want to give that probably should be postponed until a little bit later. And we're going to put all that out there for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned to Blazing Press here. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a little bit, okay? God